Welcome to 31 Days of Stargate. This was originally intended to be a Twitter thing, but I decided to make it a YouTube thing. One quick, simple video a day for 31 days, all about my favorite sci-fi franchise. These won't be every day consecutively, but I'll try to make them as close as possible to that, because they're really quick to write, record, and edit. Day 5, an underrated episode that you love. It's hard to determine whether or not an episode is underrated per se, because pretty much every Stargate fan I've ever come in contact with is super nerdy about it and is passionate about every little thing, so I'm going to do something that will probably cause me to lose my credibility with the fan base, but I don't care. It's my opinion. The episode I've chosen is Emancipation from Season 1. This is almost unanimously seen as the bad episode of SG-1. If you ask a Stargate fan to name a bad episode of SG-1, they will most definitely name Emancipation. Heck, when the series plays on TV, this episode is actually skipped because it's so universally hated. But I don't quite see it that way. So what's the story? SG-1 visits basically the most sexist planet you'll ever see in your life. Women there have no rights, period. They're treated like property, and a husband or father has the right to kill his wife or daughter if he wants to. As a result, Carter is abducted by a local warlord and taken as his wife. Now it's up to her to not only fight for her own freedom, but for the freedom of all the women on the planet. To be perfectly honest, I like this episode just as much as any other in the series. I don't really see why everyone thinks it's so bad. The writing, directing, and acting here are all just as good as the rest of the series. I have two theories as to why people don't like it. Number one, people don't like the feminist message. While I will admit feminists can get really annoying in real life, I don't think it's a problem here. It's not hammered into your head like media with an agenda usually is. It's done in a very reasonable way. Number two, it was the first mission through the gate. Yeah, this is the third episode in the whole series, and SG-1's first official mission through the gate. My theory is that in this point in time, the only Stargate people had seen were the original movie and the first two episodes of SG-1, both of which dealt with fighting the Goa'uld specifically. I'm guessing they thought that's all the series would be about, not realizing that episodes that explored politics and human relations would be a staple of the franchise. No matter what the reason, I don't see it. It's not the best episode in the series, definitely not, but it definitely doesn't deserve the hate it gets either.